Hey everybody, welcome to the second video of this season. Today is April, I don't know, something like the 10th, and we are really getting rolling now. We are a little bit behind schedule, so we're just playing catch up, going as fast as we can. The snow is out of here, the weather looks great, and so we are just doing all of the basic farm, garden, springtime things that you would imagine. We are putting down tons of compost, we are planting tons of seeds, we are putting transplants out, we are hardening things off. We are feeding our last bales of hay for the cows, and we're getting ready to transition the chickens out of the winter housing and onto pasture. So green grass is just starting to poke through all of the thatch out in the pasture, and the garden is really getting going. There's even a little bit of weeds out there, which we're going to try to get on top of really aggressively this spring. So the video is going to be short this week. I will show you around, show you what we're doing, but it's all basic stuff. No corner cutting, no shortcuts, just doubling down on fertility in the soil, getting tons of compost in every bed, planting according to the schedule and staying on top of it, knocking down the weeds before they become a problem, and just getting ready to build momentum into the season. So once again, busy time, trying to stay on top of things as they ramp up and make sure that we can stay ahead of that curve. We'll have workers coming in the next couple of weeks to help as the work starts to increase dramatically, but we're also still harvesting. This is really exciting to us. The first of the early spinach and salad mixes are just coming online. There's a tiny bit in the store. I hope you get some. There's not very much there this week. But the wintered over spinach is also still harvesting. So that means this is the first time that we've had a continuous harvest throughout the year of vegetables, which is really exciting to us. We have 0 heated greenhouses on this property, except for the one that we start the seeds in. So for us in central Minnesota, northern central Minnesota, to be able to have vegetable production through the year without extra heat is really exciting. We've been kind of working our way towards that slowly and steadily for several seasons now. And it's very exciting to have just a few things that have made it all the way through, and hopefully we'll be able to just continuously add little bits to that over the course of the next several years and flesh that out more. But that's always been our goal, is super nutrient dense food for our community all year round. And we can do that with the meats, we can do that with the eggs, and now we can do that a little bit with the vegetables. And so that's marks a really significant milestone for us, and we're excited about that. So go to the store, shop for all those greens, and continue to support us in these early spring days. Please, we are really busy, and we need CSA signups. We need people to be shopping right now, buying actual product. Get those salad greens, they're really tasty, and just help us out in that way. But let's go look around, just see what's going in the ground right now, and you'll see those in the store several weeks from now. But let's go take a quick look, and then I will be out of here. Thanks. Some of the first bigger transplants are out in the field already. This is cauliflower. Brassicas, which can handle some cold weather, are under these row covers. Nights have been pretty mild recently, and that's good. Garlic is starting to come up. We've got several beds of garlic. Some more plantings in these little low caterpillar tunnels just to cover them for a few weeks. Then most of the things are still in all of those high tunnels. I'll go show you the greens that are coming up in there. And then a lot in this high tunnel where we're starting our seeds. So this is the furthest south tunnel, and as you can see, a lot of perfect greens, weed-free, coming up. Germination was pretty good, which was a challenge in the early spring when it was cold and we couldn't get water out here, but they're coming on nicely, and we're excited to be selling those pretty soon. The leaves are still pretty small, so they're not ready to harvest yet, but they sure do look good, and they will be great soon. Constant bed prep these days. Lots of compost, chicken manure, all spread on as the plantings go in. You can tell that this bed has been composted heavily. The color is obviously different from the rest of the beds. And all these beds are pretty fertile already, but this year they're going to be even better, so we're excited for that. This is the next tunnel with the overwintering spinach here, which you can see is big and dark and beautiful. And then one of the earlier plantings of spinach here, which is also looking pretty good. Very close to harvestable. Those baby leaves are very tender. These leaves are quite a bit bigger, very juicy still, but not quite as tender as the little ones. But it's pretty exciting to have that old crop still producing and the first new crop coming in. Jed is setting out transplants. All of these transplants will be popped in the ground here in a second by Jed, and then you will be eating them in several weeks. This tunnel is not filled yet, but it's got some little greens poking up and arugula here, and it will be filling out soon. Another tunnel full of overwintered spinach. This stuff is kind of on its way out. It's losing its desirability, but then these beds have peas in them. So an early planting of peas, already standing up several inches tall. We transplanted these peas, which is not common, and we did it in a high tunnel so that we could do it early, and they will be just taking off pretty soon. We need to get some trellising in there to hold them up. And the last tunnel does look pretty empty, but there are tiny green things poking up as well. So that one will be filling out with little leaves as those other ones finish off. Lots of new life around here. Pretty excited about everything that's getting started here in the garden. And we're excited for these chives. Chives are perennial, so they're in the ground all the time. We're excited that they're coming back so strong. We'll be cooking with those this week, and hopefully you'll be getting some soon too. Let's go see the greenhouse. So we've still got a temporary partition in the greenhouse on this side that is separated from the heater. It is a bit cooler at night. Still not outdoor temperature, but a bit cooler. So these are all the plants that we're going to be transplanting very soon here. And they're hardening off, just get cooler nighttime temperatures to get used to being on their own before they head out to the harsh reality of the garden. But on the other side of that wall is where all the young tender plants are, and we'll go see them now. So here we are in the greenhouse. We've got tomatoes into their big pots where they can just take off with growth, tons of them. We've got potatoes that are sprouting in the sunlight, tons of little seedlings just popping up, things on heat mats, peppers, and Debbie is working on a huge stack of new seedlings as well. And we've even still got some down in the basement under grow lights for perfect conditions down there. But this place is filling up. As you can see, the other side of the partition, which I showed you a minute ago, is full of the ones going out. And in here is fairly full of the new ones. There's still some room, and these can compact down even more, but it is filling up. We're starting a ton of seeds these days, and it will only continue for several more weeks. So that's about it. Busy time, lots of transplants and seedlings, just getting things in the ground, getting things off to a really good start so that we can have big harvests in weeks to come. Nothing special happening except the blitz of springtime activities and the focus on soil fertility. I didn't show you the compost pile, but we're getting down to the end of the compost pile, and we'll be ordering in another semi the next couple weeks. We're really doubling down on all of that plant health this year, and you are going to taste that in the flavors that come through from healthy plants. So we hope you'll enjoy that. Get in the store, soak up all the greens that we have on available, and just stay tuned because I'll be back next week with another update. Thank you.